demanding more, breaking into the "we want Dart" chants. Never want to hear that 3 games in. It sounded like their head coach, though, Brian Dable, isn't against making the quarterback switch. Listen to this.
We're working through, all personnel decisions, and we'll do that over the next few days.
You're not saying Russ is the starter, right? You're saying you're still working through that?
Yeah, we're doing what we normally do, which is watch the tape. We're just watching it with the players right now.
We say what you normally do. Most Monday afternoons, you know who your quarterback's going to be the upcoming week if everyone's healthy, though. It just seems a little different, your responses.
Yeah, well, look, we're going through the tape right now. We're evaluating everything.
So quarterback change is on the table.
I'd say we're evaluating everything.
Keep pushing. You'll get closer and closer to the answer. Wilson has a 34 quarterback rating this season. That's only ahead of rookie Cam Ward and first-year starter J.J. McCarthy. Plus, Wilson recorded his first game with 0 passing touchdowns and multiple interceptions since the 2022 season in Sunday's loss against the Chiefs. I think we all know that's not very good. So now, Jaxson Dart waiting in the wings would now, with the Chargers on the horizon, who are 3-0 as we all know, be a good time to start the young rook, can't he?
Well, yeah. I mean, if your quarterback and Russell Wilson is giving you rookie mistakes, why not put the rookie quarterback out there that represents your future at the position and let him get on-the-job training? Because what you're getting from Russell Wilson is absolutely egregious. It's unacceptable. And Stephen A. brought up the point about the Russell Wilson losing streak, 9 straight games. He doesn't represent a lot of hope for the Giants fans or the players in that locker room in terms of giving them a chance to be competitive against the LA Chargers, which is in the conversation for best teams in all of football. Russell Wilson has been bad. The interceptions in the game against the Chiefs, absolutely egregious. Throwing the ball out of the back of the end zone on 4th down at the end of the game, goal to go when you gotta have points, absolutely egregious. What we saw in the first game against the Commanders, the 2 goal-to-go sequences, where you only come away with 3 points total. Embarrassment. You had 7 chances to get the ball into the end zone inside your own 5 and come up with nothing. I'm sorry. As a Giants fan, as a former player, I've had enough. It's time to put Jaxson Dart in the game. And damn it, if you didn't think he was ready to play, then he shouldn't be your number 2 quarterback, because we all know that guy is just a 1 hit away from being in the game.
Listen, if you watch the Netflix series, The Gambler, about the Cowboys and Jerry Jones, Michael Irvin stole the show. He was absolutely hilarious. One of my favorite segments is when Troy Aikman gets hurt. Steve Berline comes in, and Michael Irvin says to him, "Give me the ball. You want to stay in the league? You want to keep your job? Give me the ball." I say,
and what did he do?
You want to stay in the league?
He got him the ball.
You want to stay in the league? Give me the ball, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking about Russell Wilson, who's clearly regressed as a pocket passer, who's clearly regressed in terms of what he produces when he's under pressure. I'm watching Malik Neighbors. The brother's always open. It doesn't matter who's guarding him. It doesn't matter who's defending against him. He creates separation. And usually when there's a problem, it's because you've underthrown it, you've overthrown it, you've made it look like a defender is draped all over him, when in fact it's him waiting for the ball because you're late in discovering him, etc. And Wan'Dale Robinson is no joke either. The brother can play. And so if you're Russell Wilson and you have weapons like that, but you 0 for 6 on deep balls against Kansas City, you're only completing 37% of your passes under pressure. You can't manufacture points, like you said, 7 chances inside your own 5-yard line. It's time to get Jaxson Dart in there. And here's the reality. You gotta, as the late great Joe Madison on Urban View Radio would say, put it where the goats can get it. Just bring it home. And it's this simple. Brian Dable, want to keep your job? You want to keep your job? Put Jaxson Dart in the game. Want to keep your job? Because If you're GM Shane, all right, who I call Shane because of how he treated Saquon Barkley, all right, or you are Coach Dable, you have got to put Jaxson Dart in. And by the way, this is a perfect week because you're playing New Orleans. Who better to play? Who better?
Nope.
The Chargers. I apologize.
Yeah.
The Chargers, then New Orleans,
yeah.
right? So I'm saying to you, you have to get him in there because if you're Brian Dable and Shane, you may not have a job in a few weeks. Seriously. And by the way, the Giants as an organization, you've been horrible since 2011 when they won the Super Bowl. I don't know if you can definitively say there's a worse organization in all of football than the New York Giants. And think about it. Somebody would bring up the Jacksonville Jaguars. At least they went to the AFC Championship game in 2017. What have the Giants done? They had one playoff berth the debut year with Daniel Jones. Outside of that, that's it. They've been horrible. Absolutely horrible. The Giants, the New York Giants. Think about it for a second.
Okay, I'm not going to go that far with worst organization.
Go look.
But I cover leagues, so I got it. But I understand Chris as a former player. I understand Brian Dable has to walk in the locker room each and every week and say, this man gives us the best chance to win. And as vets, as players in the locker room, you have to believe in that. You have to ride with that quarterback, whoever the coach says. However, everybody's talking about, well, Dable wants to keep his job. Joe Shane wants to keep his job. Put the kid in. Canty's like, why not? Russell Wilson looks terrible. You said one thing. You were like, I can't think of another reason because he's the future of the franchise. I would counter because he's the future of the franchise. Don't throw him in there just because Russell has lost his way. Because the point to me, after all these years of covering football, quarterbacks get ruined by bad organizations year after year, and then we wonder why is this kid a bust? It's about developing him, and I think we have to look at how does Jaxson Dart get better. You're gonna say, well, throw him out there. I looked at their schedule. They play the Chargers. Yes, they play the Saints after that, but they got 2 games against the Eagles sandwich in there. They've got a game against the Broncos defense. Just because Russell is not playing well, the point of this season isn't about getting to the playoffs. You didn't think they were getting to the playoffs this year, right? The whole point of this season is to develop him the right way. Anything beyond that, I don't want to hear about. So if somebody doesn't do their job well, why are you making me take their job? Like I shouldn't. He's the one struggling. If I'm not ready as a rookie quarterback, then why throw him out there?